Hello, Maxi. Let's start off with Nico Moreno.
Hola Maxi, ¿me escuchas bien?
Hola, que sí, sí, te escucho.
Perfecto, primero que todo saludándote como Moreno Pro Sports aquí en Seattle. Quería preguntarte lo siguiente. Eh, el equipo viene mejorando desde el inicio del torneo, ahora un excelente partido ante Toronto. ¿A qué se debe y qué de eso se tiene que continuar haciendo ante un equipo como Portland? Gracias.
Sí, la verdad que tuvimos una fase de grupo posiblemente en resultados no muy buena. Obviamente tuvimos muchas ocasiones en los primeros dos partidos que los cuales hemos perdido y a mi parecer no era justo, así que, pero bueno, sabíamos que poco a poco íbamos a encontrar el nivel, al menos ya ganando un partido íbamos a tener la demasiada confianza para lo que resta y bueno, más allá de clasificar ahí gracias a otro resultado, creo que yo el partido contra Toronto hemos hecho igual, un poquito mejor que el resto, pero bueno, en este caso hemos convertido mucho más, así que fuimos amplios superiores, a mi entender, en ocasiones y bueno, creo que ese fue el motivo. Después sabemos el rival que enfrentamos ahora, tenemos que estar más concentrados que el partido anterior, porque bueno, sabemos la calidad que tienen ellos y bueno, yo creo que en estas instancias siempre son partidos difíciles, el que esté mejor y el que tenga la posición de balón y obviamente convertir las ocasiones va a ser el ganador.
Okay, Maxi said the truth is we had a tough group stage. We did play well, but we didn't have positive results, as you know. In those first two games, it wasn't a good outcome for us. It wasn't just, but little by little, we were able to get confidence, and we were able to qualify after getting a good result from the other team that let us qualify. Against Toronto, we played equally as we did before, but maybe a little bit better. And the difference is that we were able to convert our chances. And so we were superior in that game. We know that for the game against Portland, we need to concentrate really well because Portland's a good team, and we have to have the same type of game as we did. And whoever is able to control the ball and convert the chances in this game will be the winner.
All right, Alex Caminair.
Thank you. Buenas tardes, Maxi, Alex Caminera para Fútbol Sin Códigos. Maxi, es un placer saludarlo.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Primero quiero preguntarle cómo usted se siente después de la lesión que tuvo con Philadelphia Union y lo segundo, cómo usted ve que será el próximo partido con el Portland. Muchas gracias.
No, de la lesión día tras día estoy mejor, la verdad que bueno, creo que el último partido empezar del banco fue la mejor decisión porque bueno, obviamente no estaba al 100% y en estas clases de partido necesitamos todos que estén al tope, entonces es una decisión que tomamos con el técnico y bueno, ahora todavía faltan 2 días para el partido, esperaremos llegar, como te digo, al 100 para poder estar en un partido tan importante porque sabemos el rival que enfrentamos y tenemos que estar todos, como dije, al tope. Y después, como dije anteriormente, también enfrentamos a uno de los mejores equipos que tiene la liga, con un plantel que individualmente son muy buenos. Y bueno, tenemos que estar 200% concentrados a lo que fue el último partido para pasar de ronda, que sabemos lo difícil que va a ser.
Okay. Just the question was, first off, do you feel better since you were injured in the Union game, and how do you see yourself playing against Portland? Maxi said, I feel better. The last game I started off the bench, which was the best decision because I wasn't 100%. Ronnie made that decision, and it was definitely the right one. But right now we have 2 days left until the next game. And my goal is to get to 100% because, like I said before, Portland, who we're playing, they're very good. And everyone needs to be ready and be strong for the game. We know that we're playing one of the best teams in MLS, and they have a very strong starting 11. So we need to all concentrate and be at 200% like we were at the last game, so that we can advance.
All right, Glenn Crooks. And guys, once again, just a reminder, if you do ask a question in Spanish, if possible, can you translate it into English as well for everyone else? Thank you.
Hi, Maxi. My question will be in English. You've been suffering from some nagging injuries with your calf and then your quad. I'm just wondering, at this stage of your career, are you feeling like you need to be a little bit more careful, whether it's training or whatever aspect of it is, as you're advancing throughout your career? You're 33 years old. Nicole, please tell him I don't think he's old, but at this stage, do you feel like you have to be more careful?
Que obviamente has tenido unas lesiones que te han afectado en tu pierna, que si tú piensas que que ahorita que tienes 33 años, que dice que no eres viejo, pero que si tú crees que en tu carrera ahorita en este momento que si necesitas tener más cuidado cuando estás entrenando y lo demás también.
Sí, yo creo que las lesiones vienen, no tienen edades para venir. Obviamente uno cuando ya pasa los 30, las lesiones vienen por ahí un poco más recurrente, pero bueno, uno trabaja para que no sucedan. Lamentablemente, cuando mejor me sentía en el primer partido fue cuando me lesioné. No he sentido ni un dolor anteriormente, ni en los entrenamientos, ni nada, sino que bueno, son circunstancias que da el juego. En estas clases de competiciones, por ahí jugando tan seguido es normal que bueno, que hayan lesionados. No está bueno, pero bueno, es algo que tiene el fútbol. Pero bueno, uno ya se va conociendo, sabe cuándo tiene que entrenar. En mi caso, como dije anteriormente, hablando con el técnico, el partido que fui en el banco porque fue consensuado para mejor. Y bueno, trataremos de, como dije, faltan 2 días para el último partido y si estoy al 100 jugaré, y si no, lo hará otro chico que esté mejor que yo.
Okay. Yes, injuries, in general, they don't have an age. You can get injured at any age, but obviously when you're 30 or over, they're more recurring. But you have to work hard to not get injured. And unfortunately for me, I felt great going into the first game against the Union, and that's when I got injured. Before that, I felt great in training. But this just happens. This is what happens when you play in these games that are high intensity, and it's part of football. It's obviously not great, but it happens. But you get to know yourself, and you know when to train. And like I said before, I spoke to Ronnie, and the last game I started off the bench, and we still have 2 days until the next game, like I said. And if I'm at 100%, I'll start, and if not, another player who's more fit and ready will take my spot.
All right, we'll do a couple more here. Let's go to Dylan Butler.
Hey, Maxi. Hope you're well. Wondering, Tati is coming off a very good game. You've worked closely with him these last couple of years. He's with the Argentine U23s. What do you think of his potential? How good can he become?
¿Qué piensas de Tati? Que obviamente tú has trabajado con él, y él está jugando muy bien, que está en el equipo U23 en Argentina. ¿Qué crees de él como un jugador? ¿Qué potencial tiene él?
Y la verdad que es un chico que trabaja demasiado, trabaja siempre para el equipo, siempre que le toca estar, tanto jugando de titular o entrando de suplente, siempre pretende lo mejor para el equipo, que eso es importante para un chico de su edad que tiene perspectivas grandes y poder evolucionar. Es muy positivo. Creo que es alguien que es como persona es muy humilde, y eso es muy valorable en lo que es el fútbol. Así que para nosotros es una gran ayuda porque, bueno, cuando le toca jugar y cuando no le toca jugar y entra al banco, sabemos la garra que le pone, la energía que es contagiosa, así que es alguien muy importante por el cual ahora le está tocando jugar y está rindiendo y bueno, sabemos que desde él inicia esas ganas de pelear, de presionar, que es la que pide el técnico y bueno, eso como dije que es muy contagioso para el resto del equipo.
Yes, Tati, he works really hard every time, whether he's a starter or he comes off the bench. He tries to do what's best for the team. He has a very good perspective. He's very positive, which is great for the team. He's also very humble, which is very valuable for us. And like I said, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he has this amazing energy that's very contagious. He comes in, he fights hard, he presses, and it's very contagious for a team, so it's great.
All right, we'll go last one here to John Rojas before Sean gets here.
Thanks, Goody. Maxi, ¿me escuchas?
Sí, sí.
Gracias por el tiempo. Maxi, en el modelo que está implementando Ronnie y que cambia un poquito en relación al anterior que jugaban, ¿qué elementos diferentes tiene tu juego hoy por hoy?
No, la verdad que bueno, hemos, por todo el tema de la pandemia, la verdad que no hemos podido exprimir al 100% lo que uno pretende, la verdad que tanto mío como creo yo del entrenador, sino con el poco tiempo que he estado trabajando, tratar de asimilar lo que ya veníamos siendo y obviamente con sus características. Creo yo que no hay entrenadores diferentes y uno más, uno menos, sino que cada uno tiene una idea de juego. La que le veo a Ronnie es obviamente poner un poco más de intensidad a la hora de presionar, de jugar y bueno, obviamente como te digo, tratando de adaptarse, tratando de hacerlo mejor porque bueno, obviamente a mí en mi caso me da bastante libertad para poder girar dentro del campo como me lo pedía Dome anteriormente, así que en ese sentido no lo veo diferente y después bueno, creo que el plantel es el mismo, nos conocemos muy bien y bueno, eso hace que por ahí sea más fácil a la hora de plantear los partidos. Ya te digo, como la idea que tiene él, de esa grinta, de esa presión que tenemos que ejercer constantemente y bueno, yo creo que por ahí esa es la única diferencia, pero como te digo, creo que no hay mucha diferencia con lo anterior hecho, porque bueno, como dije, tenemos el mismo plantel y la misma ideología de juego.
So he was asking about what the different elements are that Ronnie has brought to the team. So Maxi said, having COVID to start off the year, it's been hard to be able to 100% adapt to what, Ronnie has wanted to bring in. We've had very little time to assimilate, but there are some differences in the trainers. There's different thoughts, but in general, it's pretty similar to what we had last year with Dome. He wants us to be very intense when we're pressing and try to do the best. He gives me a lot of liberty while I'm on the field, which is similar to what I had last year. But in general, we have the same team and the same players as last year. So there's not much difference there because we're very used to being with each other.
All right, thanks. And then just one final question here. Maxi, can you talk about the importance of the Champions League spot that goes to the winner?
Que si puedes hablar acerca de la importancia del poder estar en la Champions League si es que ganan el torneo.
Sí, siempre es importante competir y más que nada internacionalmente. Nosotros en esta instancia pretendemos llegar a la final, más que nada por el club, porque sabemos la importancia que va a tener el primer trofeo para la institución. Y después obviamente que te da la chance de competir internacionalmente, entonces eso es otra emotiva para competir, porque bueno, sabemos lo importante y lo lindo que es también poder competir internacionalmente, así que trataremos de llegar al último partido primero, para que tenemos que ir partido tras partido, pero bueno, es importante obviamente estar en las instancias internacionales para el club.
Yes, it's always it's always very important to get the opportunity to play in an international competition. But of course, obviously getting a trophy, this would be the first trophy for the club. So it's great to be able to get that chance. But like I said, it's always amazing to be able to get a chance to play internationally. It's definitely extra motivation. And we want to try and get to the final, but we'll take it game by game. And hopefully we'll get there.
All right, thank you so much, Maxi. We will have Sean Johnson in a second. All right, Sean, thank you for joining us today. Can you just start off with an opening statement about facing the Timbers?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think we've been preparing since our last match against Toronto. I think there's good energy within the team. I think we are, more than prepared going to the game. It's just a matter of, getting the right mindset and making sure that we're all ready to step on the pitch and do what's necessary to continue advancing in the tournament. But I think all the boys are ready.
And then just quickly on the importance of the winner making it to the Champions League in 2021.
Yeah, Champions League is important. As we know, after getting our first experience with Champions League at the beginning of this year, that spot's extremely important. It's something that we want to continue to work towards and obviously build on our success of what we had this year, earlier in the year. So Champions League is always somewhere where you want to be. It's the elite of the elite, and that's the standard we hold ourselves to here at this club. So that's definitely something we're going to be gunning for.
First question to Dylan Butler.
Hey, Sean. Good to talk to you. I know that you don't spend a lot of time kind of looking back, but you've been part of this team for a few years, and you guys have done really well in the regular season, and there's been struggles obviously in the postseason. How important is success in a knockout competition like this, maybe for when you want to look ahead and hope for maybe similar success, right, in the MLS Cup playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's very important, any competition to get that experience. I think, we've been now, in a couple knockout scenarios. Obviously, we want to, build on those experiences and take what we've learned in the past into this tournament. And, having the opportunity to win a trophy is something that we take, extremely seriously, and something that we've strived for a long time now. So we've put ourselves in a position now where 3 wins and we're going to be the champions. So I think it's important to put it all into perspective, but take advantage of the opportunity in the moment ahead. I think Portland is the next step in that journey, and we can't look too much further past that. But we can look to past experiences to make sure that we're doing the right things doing the things necessary to put ourselves in the best place to succeed in this tournament.
Michael Lander.
Sean, thanks for the time. We just had Ronnie on the call, and he said that the game plan from the Toronto game to the previous games really didn't change. It was just an improvement in the execution. I'm curious, from your perspective, was there anything about the bubble setup where you guys are, kind of forced to spend a lot of time together in close quarters that allowed you guys to increase the intensity and execute better? Or is this just a natural progression of the team just getting more games under their belt?
Yeah, I think, there's obviously probably a few factors that play into it. I think, we spent a lot of time together as a squad now. We've had a lot of time to get to know each other in close quarters. So all those things add up. Those things are important. The cohesion, the chemistry between a team off the pitch translates oftentimes on the pitch. So in the Toronto game, I think everybody, fought for each other in every moment of the game. There's a really good energy about the team, and I think we've been, trying to find, since the beginning of this tournament, trying to find kind of that, the thing that's been missing, or just what we needed to do to get results. And I think the past couple games we showed now what we're capable of. We just have to maintain that standard moving forward, and yeah, the rest will take care of itself.
Glenn Crooks.
Hey, Sean. Look, you're a professional, but you're human. Leading into this thing, you're part of the MLSPA, the Athletes Council there, and the CBA amidst the coronavirus, whether you're going to Orlando or not. Then you had the George Floyd murder, and then you became part of this MLS Black Player Coalition as a board member. So there was so much going on. I'm just curious, how difficult was it for you from the outset just to focus on the football, and where are you at now personally as time has gone on a little bit?
Yeah, there were a lot of things, personally that I had to deal with. I think the important things, it's important to note that as well, and just allocating my time accordingly. My days became a little bit more structured, but in the grand scheme of things, I think all areas that I shifted my energy, outside of the game of soccer were important as well, but I never lost sight of the importance of making sure I was prepared to step on the pitch and train hard and give everything every day. So, you talk about a situation where there's a lot to juggle, a lot to balance, but you've got to do what you can and what's necessary to find time to allocate to all of the important aspects of your life, and also family, friends as well. Those are also things that I would toss into the equation. You want to make sure that you have a good balance, but in all, obviously things are a bit more calm now. But yeah, it's personally, I just had to find a way to deal with everything, and it was more than okay. But like I said, now we've settled a little bit into the tournament, and yeah, I think now the shift and focus is just on the next match day, and everything else in between. It just you take it in stride and deal with it as it comes.
All right, Ryan Gabosi.
Hey, Sean, what's the mood been like around the team since the win over Toronto? Does it feel like momentum is kind of shifting after, the first few results, after getting the past few results, considering the first two didn't quite go your way, both earlier in the competition and before the shutdown?
Yeah, I think it's important to win. I think when we talk about this club and our success and what's really driven us is that desire to win games and that feeling that we get from winning games. So I think there's a little bit of a humbling experience for a lot of the guys, including myself, to go on a stretch where we didn't win, and we in fact lost. I think it was maybe 5 straight competitive games, but in those moments, you find ways to make yourself better. You find ways to come together as a team, and I think we did that. And so now we've obviously enjoyed the past two wins in a row, but now looking forward, we have to keep repeating those performances. It can't just be a one-off thing. We can't go back to the place that we were earlier before these 2 wins. So I think it was a great experience to go through as a team, as a learning experience. So we took the positives out of those negative situations, and that's what's really gotten us to this point in this tournament.
All right, we got time for 2 more here. John Rojas.
Thanks, Goody. Sean, can you hear me?
Yep, all good.
Thanks for the time. Sean, in this model that you guys are playing right now, the pressure is more intense and a little bit more higher for you guys on the back. In order to cover those spaces that may expose you, because the team is pressuring more higher, what is more important, the decision-making or the communication? What should be the top priority?
I think the top priority, if you talk about kind of how things happen in a game, communication before making a decision or being forced to make a decision, communication can put you in the best position to cut out even having to make a decision. So, you could look at it in the opposite and maybe say you're making a decision to communicate in certain situations to cut out fires. But All in all, I think there's a lot of situations within games, and if as long as everybody's on the same page, everybody's communicating and helping each other out as well as doing their own jobs, I think you look at games and you start to see complete performances on both sides of the ball. So that's what we aim to do, game in and game out, and I think that's when we're at our best.
And then just final question here for Sean to Michael Lewis.
Thanks for doing this. Given the conditions all the teams have had to play in, you've gotten a couple of extra days off right now. Obviously, it's vital to regenerate and refresh yourselves. Talk about that importance and how the team has taken advantage of maybe having that extra day or two.
Yeah, I think now that games are coming up quick and fast, obviously we're eager to get back on the pitch after the last game. So we've just basically taken the time, made sure mentally. Obviously, we've been here in the bubble for a while. It's good for guys to to refresh, recharge, and come back ready and motivated to work. And I think we've done that the past couple days now. I think guys have been in a great place mentally, physically now, with a couple days taking the time necessary to get back to 100% and feeling ready to go come Saturday. So yeah, we'll take the couple extra days, but like I said, there's almost a silent focus on what we have to do on the weekend. So everything we've done this week has been geared towards mentally and physically preparing to step on the pitch and be successful on Saturday.
All right, Sean, thank you so much. So that will wrap up our press conference today for NYCFC. For any of our local guys,